All right, race fans, let's talk about a big Saturday we had here at Delaware Park as we kicked off Delcap Festival Racing 2025 weekend. We had a big 10-race card today with 3 big stake races. Tomorrow on Sunday, we have a big 10-race card. First race post time 12:55. And we have 3 big races tomorrow. Of course, the big feature, the biggest race of the year tomorrow, the Grade 3 $400,000 Delaware Handicap. That's tomorrow on Sunday. I'll tell you a little bit more about tomorrow. A lot of carryovers for tomorrow as we had some long shot winners from Saturday. Let's get right to the racing action here on Saturday. Handle was pretty strong. We were a little shy of $3.4 million on Saturday, so that's pretty good. Here's race 1 as we kick off the popular early pick 5. They bet over 34,000 into the early pick 5 on Saturday. Race 1, we're going a mile on the main track. The main track was rated fast all afternoon. The turf was yielding for race 5, and then it switched to soft for races 7 and 9 on the turf. But race 1, we're going a mile on the main track. Maiden claiming 12.5 for 2-year-olds. Let's go to the voice of Delaware Park, Josh Brown, with the call of Saturday's opener.
Away and running. Good speed on the inside for Duck Duck Goose. Stone Cold Handsome is also right there, and the pace is wickedly fast. Sugar on Fire came away in 3rd, and Painted Lion tracks up the inside in 4th. Whiskey Alley is a wide 5th, and Authentic Gem rides the rail, headed by More Than Cute. And the last 3, Donut Dust with Moral Power, and Menore's Glory had a tough go of it soon after the start, and the one who had a check going around the turn was Whiskey Alley. They point towards the backstretch, and it's Duck Duck Goose who shows the way, and Duck Duck Goose leads him past the 5.5 with a neck advantage. Stone Cold Handsome is right there trading jabs with this leader in 2nd, and More Than Cute is right there up the inside to be a clear-cut 2nd. Now on the far outside trying to close in, here comes the speed from Painted Lion, and deep on the track also making a move is Donut Dust, who's now in the center of the field. Sugar on Fire now picks off that 4th place position. Authentic Gem rides the rail. Whiskey Alley's picked off a couple. Donut Dust is also on the same page. Moral Powers tries to close in, and Menore's Glory's last of all. 3 furlongs to go, and a good battle continues to brew between Duck Duck Goose and Stone Cold Handsome. They've kicked away by 1, but Moral Powers taking giant strides on the outside, and Moral Power swoops to the front at the top of the stretch. Duck Duck Goose is going to try to stick with this rival. Stone Cold Handsome drives to the back of the pack. They're homeward bound now, and Duck Duck Goose repelling the challenge of Moral Power, and these two to settle the score with a furlong to go. At 13-1, Duck Duck Goose with upset on its mind. Moral Power loomed and flattened out. Duck Duck Goose at an upset to start the day. Moral Power 2nd, Donut Dust 3rd, and Stone Cold Handsome was 4th.
The New York bred Duck Duck Goose, a 2-year-old colt by a sire I've never heard of, Just Leo. Duck Duck Goose breaks his maiden in his 2nd career start for Mr. Amore Stable and trainer Kelly Breen. Nice ride there, Sonny Leone on Duck Duck Goose, who went off at 13-1 and paid a big $28.60 to win race 1. Let's take a look at race 2. We kick off the early pick 4. In race 2, they bet over 16,000 into the early pick 4. We're going 5.5 furlongs on the main track, claiming 10,000 for 3-year-olds and upward. Let's see what happens here in race 2.
Away and running. Alamique was the first one to ping. Diamond Heist, the favorites, right there too. And as they settled down, Living Water came away in 3rd. My Man Woody deep on the track in 4th. And Russian Hammer is up the inside, headed by Grantic Success. And Disturb is on a cozy hold at the back of the pack. So Diamond Heist leads them past the 4 furlong pole and shows the way by 1 tight length. Alamique now gets a wee bit closer in that 2nd place position, and Living Water continues to stalk the both of them. Grantic Success loops up on the far outside in 4th. Russian Hammer is now dropping up against the rail in front of Disturbed. Around the turn they go, and they got a 1/4 mile from the money. Alamique and Diamond Heist, they're 1-2 at the top of the stretch. My Man Woody continues the chase. In back of Grantic Success, then Living Waters, they turn to the top of the stretch. It's still Diamond Heist trying to cling on to the lead, but Alamique has the momentum, and My Man Woody poses an upset threat. My Man Woody is charging hard at Alamique. Alamique digs deep along with Diamond Heist. Diamond Heist coming back. Diamond Heist got it to beat Alva Meek, My Man Woody, and Disturbed.
Determined game win, gutsy win by Diamond Heist, a 5-year-old son of Danish Dynaformer, picks up his 5th lifetime win. Wins for owner-trainer Panagatis Sinafius. Nice ride there. Jockey Julio Hernandez on Diamond Heist, who went off at even money and paid $4 to win race 2. Let's take a look here at race 3. We start a pick 5 here in race 3. They bet over 13,000 into the pick 5 starting race 3. We're going a mile, 70 yards on the main track, claiming 7,500 for 3-year-olds or 4 and up. Never won 3. Let's see what happens here in race 3.
Away and running. Terrible start for the Calora Kid. My Lucky Valentine was the first one to go. Primotive is also showing good early speed. And Valore's right there too. King Freud in that purple cap is in that 4th place position. And Cloud Force rides that rail. Pure Realizations in front of a couple of rivals, which is Longest Stride and Lucky Lucky Luke. And the back markers early on is Blackwater Falls, King Freud, and the Calora Kid's the one who stood in the gate. Around the first turn they go, and up the inside, King Freud takes the initiative and leads in a paceless affair, leads by a nose at best. My Lucky Valentine right there matching strides to take the lead once again, and Prime Motive lurks behind the both of them. Valore's deep on the track a joint 4th, and also right there is Pure Realization. Cloud Force is ground saving but with nowhere to go, and Longest Stride comes under a loose rein. Lucky Lucky Luke is ready to pass that one in front of Blackwater Falls, still second to last. At the back of the pack is Supreme Bean, and the Calora Kid's last of all. So My Lucky Valentine takes the fight to King Freud around the turn, and Prime Motive's trying to size up the both of them. Valore closes into that 4th place position. Cloud Force has no more to give, and Lucky Lucky Luke tries to get going along with Blackwater Falls. Here's the quarter pole, and My Lucky Valentine now slipping away by 1. Prime Motive is right there poised to pounce in second, and King Freud calls it a day as they turn to the top of the stretch. My Lucky Valentine hugs that corner like a train on tracks, but only leads by 2. King Freud hasn't waved the white flag yet, and Prime Motive closing in 2. Deep on the track comes Lucky Lucky Luke inside the final 100 yards. My Lucky Valentine clinging to a 2-length lead and is safely home, and the favorite's got it done. My Lucky Valentine has won it. Prime Motive 2nd, King Freud 3rd, Lucky Lucky Luke was 4th.
My Lucky Valentine gets back to the dirt, which he loves. He's now won 3 in a row on the main track for owner, breeder Charles Biggs of Maryland and trainer Cal Lynch. My Lucky Valentine, a 3-year-old by Made from Lucky, now a 3-time winner, and gives jockey Angel Cruz his first win of the day. $5 to win price there on My Lucky Valentine for the Cal Lynch barn in race 3. They'll be having donuts tomorrow morning for sure. All right, let's take a look here at race 4. Race 4, we kick off another pick 4. It's a nice first level allowance condition for 2-year-old fillies going 6 furlongs. This race is called the Thomas A. Connor 90th anniversary race. Let's see what happens here in race 4.
Away and running. A bad stumble for Dopamine. Good speed today for Victory Hall, who breaks sharp. Right next to that one is Cubpo Sugarcane. Up the inside, Law School now claims that 3rd place position, and Slick Merlin's also a part of the congregation. And Project Maximus surges on the far outside, so it's a lively pace here. And Dopamine comes up the inside to that 5th place position. Down and Dirty Donna heads Neon Sunset. Trying to close in on the outside is Rosie's Cornet. The one who's dropped away is Slick Merlin, and Slick Merlin's losing contact with the field, passed by La Rosalana. Around the bend with 3 furlongs to go, and Project Maximus has this outside momentum, and Project Maximus now strikes the front with 5/16 to go. Rosie Cornet is closing in a big way in the far outside, and these two pass the quarter pole as a team. They're off the turn, they race for home, and Project Maximus is trying to see this through. Rosie's Cornet takes the fight to her, and there's a gap back to Law School, who's a non-threatening 3rd, but in the meantime, Project Maximus hits the lead. Pulling up was the 10, Rosie's Cornet, and here's Victory Hall with all the momentum, and Victory Hall overhauls in the stretch run. Victory Hall has won it. Getting up for 2nd was Down and Dirty Donna, Project Maximus, and Neon Sunsets in a photo for 4th.
The New York bred Victory Hall rallies from off the pace, and the 2-year-old filly by Independence Hall, now a 2-time winner from 3 starts. She wins for trainer Carlos David and jockey Sam Moran. Victory Hall went off 9-2 and paid $11.60 to win race 4. Race 4 was named the Thomas A. Connor 90th anniversary race. Good looking group there in the winner's circle celebrating their 90th anniversary. All right, let's take a look here at race 5. Race 5 would kick off another pick 5. They bet over $25,000 into the pick 5 starting in race 5. We're on the turf. The turf is listed as yielding for race 5. We're going 1 mile and a 16th here in race 5. Nice maiden special weight for filly mares 3 and up. Let's see what happens here in race 5.
Away and running. Good speed on the inside portion of the track for La Liberta, who has an uncontested lead. Asking for Avon AK is also right there too. And the outside posse is quick to descend, including Always Authentic, Turtle Love, and Dandy Vandy. So they pass in front of us, and La Liberta sets the tone. Asking for AK came away in second, and Always Authentic is a ground-saving third. Midnight Prowler's on the chase in that 4th place position, and Magica is also right there in that early congregation. You have Turtle Love in the middle of the pack. That was passed by Love on the left bank. Up the inside, Fire Streaks near the back half of the field with Dandy Vandy. And the last 3 early on are Paris Gold, then 4 Arrogant, and the one who had to check hard was Coquila Miss. 5 furlongs to go, and La Liberta over the rain-affected Sod sows the way by 3/4 of a length. Asking for Avon K is right there getting closer in second, and Always Authentic is right there in the perfect spot today. Magica's in between rivals. Midnight Prowler scrapes the paint. Now on the outside, Dandy Vandy claims 6. Love on the left bank needs somewhere to go. 4 Arrogant's going to have a very wide trip. Fire Streaks in front of Turtle Love. Still second to last is Coquila Miss, and dropping to the tail is Paris Gold. They turn again, and La Liberta has been this long-time leader, but Magica is going 2 to its every one. Asking for Avon AK needs to pull a rabbit out of its hat, and closing in is Love on the left bank. They swing, and Magica kicks for the money, but La Liberta is running a cheeky race today, and La Liberta is opened up by 1, but here comes Love on the left bank, who's tearing up the sod. There's a 16th to go. La Liberta's in for the fight at a big price here. Chasing hard in second is Love on the left bank. Here's the result. La Liberta's got it at 70-1. Beats Love on the left bank, Fire Streak, and Magica.
Monster upset here in race 5 as the Irish bred 4-year-old daughter of Frankel, La Liberta, who is the beaten favored in a lower level maiden special weight on the turf late July at Mountaineer with a $16,000 purse. She'd been off since then. Trainer switched to trainer Cal Lynch. This was the first start for this filly in the Cal Lynch barn, and she went off at 70-1 and won coast to coast in race 5 to give jockey Angel Cruz and the Cal Lynch barn their second win of the day. I used to work for Cal Lynch in the morning, so I know there'll be plenty of donuts and bagels there tomorrow morning. He always does that after he wins some races, and he had a real big win here with La Liberta, 70-1. She paid $147.80. Here's the story on the early pick 5. The early pick 5 paid 4 out of 5 for $61.15. There's a carryover. We have 4 carryovers. I'll tell you about all of them. The first carryover for Sunday, tomorrow, will start in race 1 for the early pick 5. The early pick 5 carryover for tomorrow, Sunday, is $23,240. So that's going to be a big early pick 5 starting race 1 tomorrow with that nice carryover. Congratulations to all the winning connections there of La Liberta, a 70-1 upset winner in race 5. All right, let's take a look here at race 6. Race 6 would kick off the late pick 5. They bet nearly $30,000 into the late pick 5 on Saturday. Race 6, we're going 1 mile, 70 yards on the main track. Nice first level allowance condition here for 3-year-olds and upward. Let's check out the action here from race 6.
Away and running. Good level start for Chatham Up. Frosty the Giant, and Easter Bet's right there too. And Energize is going to be caught very wide along with Fightertown and Hulton. So with 7.5 furlongs to go, the rail belongs to Chatham Up, but that one was passed by Frosty the Giant. And a distant third is Forever Chocolate, only 2 lengths off the speed. And Energize is right there in a prime spot, but is 4 paths deep. Deep on the white outside of the red cap is Fightertown, and up against the inside is Private Desire. A team of 2 chase, including Hulton and Easter Bet, and the early trailer is In the Dance. They point towards the backstretch, and the pace is hot, and Frosty the Giant making a break for it leads by 1.5 lengths with 5 furlongs to go. But Chatham Up is sizing up the leader in second, and deep on the track, Energizer has no excuses from third. Forever Chocolate's in between rivals in fourth. Fightertown is committed to a wide trip. Hulton needs a little bit of racing luck from here. Private Desire continues to ride the rail. In the Dance is picked off one, and Easter Bet whips him in. Around the turn they go, and there goes In the Dance 3 wide to confront Chatham Up. And now In the Dance strikes the front. Hulton's finally getting on track and now joined third. Chatham Up rides the rail. Dropping away was Frosty the Giant, and trying to wind up from the back of the pack is In the Dance. They come to the top of the stretch, and Energize kicks for the money. In the Dance right there trying to squeeze on through on the far outside, and here comes In the Dance after Energize. They're homeward bound now. Energize desperately clinging to the lead. In the Dance trying to press on past. Hulton comes up the rail. In the Dance with that outside momentum. In the Dance, Energize, photo finish. It's a head bob between Energize and In the Dance, who was 16-1.
Well, Energize was second. Energize is a well-bred, homebred for Godolphin and Stidham by Medaglia d'Oro. He ran a big race to finish second, but In the Dance gets the money here in race 6. Nice come from behind victory for In the Dance, the 4-year-old son of Imagining for Curio Racing Group and our local trainer Lynn Ashby. Nice ride jockey Jose Batista. In the Dance, now a 7-time winner. He's made a bunch of money, and he's made over $250,000 now as he picks up his 7th win on Saturday. He went off at 16-1 and paid $35.20 to win race 6. Congratulations to the Lynn Ashby barn and all the connections there of In the Dance, a big winner and a nice allowance race there in race 6. So let's take a look at race 7. Race 7 would be the first of 3 stake races on Saturday. Now, race 5, the turf was listed as yielding, but for races 7 and 9, the turf would be upgraded to soft. Race 7, we're going 9 furlongs on the turf, listed as soft. Straight 3-year-old filly stake, the Christiana Stakes, $150,000 purse for race 7. This race kicks off a late pick 4. They bet over $22,000 into the late pick 4. Let's check out the action from the Christiana Stakes.
Away and running. Good inside speed from Don't Jinx It. The red cap of Mischief in Motion is right there too, and Double Velocity joins the fight. And from the outside barrier, Pretty Lavish also wants a piece of the action. So Pretty Lavish engages Mischief in Motion for that early lead as they link up with the course proper. And Don't Jinx It, who broke well, is soon outpaced. Double Velocity came away in that 5th place position, and Mbaya takes that position away with a circuit to go. Delayed's on a cozy hold with Conch Fried Rice. And Sigh No More has to close from last over the soft freighted sod. Around the first turn they go. Mischief in Motion hugs that PVC and shows the way by 1. Pretty Lavish with no excuses today is a tracking second, and Don't Jinx It eyeballs the both of them. Ambaya's 3 paths off the rail in that 4th place position, and Double Velocity is climbing hard under the rider's hands in 5th. A length away in 6th is Delayed. Second to last is Conch Fried Rice, and nothing yet from Sigh No More. So it's still Mischief in Motion who controls the clock in the 54th running of the Christiana Stakes and leads by 1 tight length. Pretty Lavish right there, getting ever so closer without being asked. Don't Jinx It is also in a feisty move in that 3rd place position, and Mbaya comes under a loose rein. Double Velocity's in a bit of traffic. Sigh No More is picked off 2. Delayed is second last, and Conch Fried Rice whips him in. 2.5 furlongs to go. Mischief in Motion is trying to see this through, but Don't Jinx It is taking giant strides. Pretty Lavish is starting to drop away, and closing in a sigh no more from last as heads turn for home in the Christiana. Mischief in Motion's been this long-time leader in a confident kick two, and opens up by 3. Don't Jinx It loomed and flattened out on Baez closing in, and Sigh No More had a tough task over the rain-affected lawn. Mischief in Motion, a classic act today in the Christiana Stakes to beat Don't Jinx It, Ambaya, and Sigh No More.
Another wire-to-wire winner on our speed favoring turf course. It was listed as soft for race 7 and the 3 Mischief in Motion for Live Oak Plantation and trainer Mike Trombetta. 3-year-old filly by Into Mischief. She marched right to the front and led every step of the way to give jockey Angel Cruz his 3rd win of the day. Mischief in Motion, now a 3-time winner. She picks up a nice stakes win here in the Christiana. She paid $12.40. Congratulations to all the winning connections of Mischief in Motion. Now here's the story on the pick 5 that started race 3 and ended with race 7. No one hit for 5 out of 5. It was a 4 out of 5 payout for $750.20. The carryover for the pick 5 starting race 3 tomorrow on Sunday, Delcap Day. That carryover starting in race 3 is $9,002. Also, the pick 4 that started in race 4 on Saturday and ended with race 7. Nobody hit that. So a carryover tomorrow, Sunday, starting race 4, the pick 4, that carryover is $11,124. So lots of action for our carryovers for you tomorrow on Delcap Day. All right, congratulations there to Mischief in Motion, Live Oak Plantation, Trombetta Barn, and jockey Angel Cruz. Let's take a look here at race 8. Race 8 would kick off the final pick 3 of the day. It's the $150,000 Endine Stakes for top filly and mare sprinters 3 and up, going 6 furlongs on the main track. Scratched a 5 and a 6, so it scratches down to a 4-horse field. Let's see what happens here in the Endine Stakes.
Away and running. Nice level start. Good speed today for Striker Has Dial on the far outside. Alani is also right there, part of the early pace. And Sunday Girl smartly taps on the brakes as this pace is quick for the level. And Discreet Ops has to close from the back of the pack. So that's the 4 of them. And Striker Has Dial now relaxes the lead at the 4.5 and shows the way by a long neck at best. Alani is poised to take the fight to her. And a length and a half down is Sunday Girl, who rides the rail. And Discreet Ops is right there too, only 3 lengths with cover tip to tail. 3 furlongs to go in the 30th edition of the Endine, and its Striker Has Dial trying to play coy with the opposition. Leads by 3/4 of a length. Alani is chasing hard every step of the way, but needs to dig deep. Sunday Girl is on the march, but is still 3 lengths down, not responding as of yet. And Discreet Ops goes very wide as they turn for home. Striker Has Dial rolls off the turn with a 1-length lead. Alani tries to fight back, and Sunday Girl now starts to hit the best stride, but still floundering inside the concluding stages. Striker Has Dial is still nicely clear. Alani's getting closer every step of the way. Striker Has Dial has won the Endine to beat Alani, Sunday Girl, and Discreet Ops.
Striker Has Dial gets back to her best stride on a fast track. She loves a fast track. 4-year-old filly by Dialed In, now a 4-time winner. She's made a bunch of money, close to, what, 350, 400,000. She wins for Chief Horse Futures LLC and trainer Horacio de Paz and our leading jockey Jamie Rodriguez. Striker Has Dial paid $320 to win the Endine Stakes. Congratulations to all the winning connections there of Striker Has Dial. An excellent performance there in the Endine. All right, let's take a look here at race 9, our 3rd and final stake race of the day. Race 9 is the Kent Stakes for straight 3-year-olds, $150,000 purse, going 9 furlongs on the turf course, listed as soft. We'd kick off the late daily double here with the Kent Stakes. Let's check out the action here from race 9.
Away and running. Good level start. Speed today for Soleil Volant. Right next door to that one is Ohio Joe. And up the inside, Versus tries to come on through, and now in between rivals, Hope's Alive now takes over the lead. So Hope's Alive is the early leader, chased by Thundering on the outside, and Geometry stays pinned against the rail. Then you have King of Ashes to the outside, pulling hard as Snooky Bear. Then Soleil Volan's in front of two, which is Ohio Joe and Versus. And I can't find the one. Flash Frozen is behind the gate and did not race. Around the first turn they go. It's Hope's Alive who shows the way past the 6 and shows the way by 2. Thundering is chasing the pace of joint second, and Geometry rides that rail into third. And 3 of them line up right behind. King of Ashes in that 4th place position, pulling hard. And Snooky Bear has no excuses from 5th. Soleil Volan's a tracking 6th, and last of the 8 is now Ohio Joe and Versus at the back of the pack. So Hope's Alive trying to see this through in the 70th running of the Kent Stakes, leads 3/4 of a length, but Thundering is hot on the chase in second. Geometry has a great trip against the rail of Good Enough today. Those 3 kick away by 1. Soleil Volan is getting closer in a great big way. King of Ashes suddenly stops to a walk, and Versus passes that one. Here's the 5/16 pole, and a 3 wide kick is coming in the orange cap of Soleil Volan. There's a 1/4 mile to go. Thundering strikes the front. Soleil Volan tries the counter. Versus is winding up, and they turn to the top of the stretch. Thundering is trying to see this through for another 220 yards. Kicks away by 1. Soleil Volan with a steady grind, and Versus is closing in 2. A 16th to go. Thundering is still holding. Soleil Volan is still chasing. Soleil Volan won the Kent Stakes. Thundering was right there in a win photo finish.
Huge effort by my top pick, Thundering there, but just gets beat on the money by Soleil Volant. The 3-year-old son of Caraconte wins for trainer Graham Motion. Soleil Volant had blinkers on in all 11 of his career starts. Trainer Graham Motion took the blinkers off for the Kent Stakes, and he goes right to the winner's circle. So nice move there by Graham Motion. Soleil Volant, the 3-year-old, now a 2-time winner. He's made a bunch of money. Gives jockey Sam Marin his 2nd win of the day. Soleil Volant paid $9.80 to win the Kent Stakes. If you played the pick 5 that started with race 5, that was a 4 out of 5 payout for $270.40. The carryover for that pick 5 starting race 5 tomorrow, that carryover is $17,306. So over $17,000 in the pick 5 starting race 5 tomorrow on Sunday. I'll tell you about all the carryovers at the end of the show, so you're all set for Delcap Day. All right, let's take a look here at our 10th and final race. Race 10, we're going a flat mile on the main track. Maiden claiming 7,500 for filly mares 3 and up. Let's see what happens here in the Saturday finale.
Away and running. Lost it at the start was the 6, Debenham Lace. 7's Magic was the first one to go. Sweet Rhine is chiming in, and So Chill is right there as well. So those are the first 3 as they settle down. Madison County probes up the inside to be in that 4th place position, and on the outside, Fleeting Memory and Vamonos Chicas is right there too. Near the back half of the field is Maddie's Notion in front of Gortree Gal, then Big Bolt, and the one who botched the break was Denim and Lace. They get ready to leave the first turn behind, and 3 of them go at it hot and heavy here. Sweet Wine applying the heat, and 7's Magic still leads, and So Chill is right up the inside, and those 3 kind of tear away from the rest with 5 furlongs to go. Fleeting Memory comes away a very handy 4th, and now Big Bolt is starting to pick them off one by one, but is in traffic for the moment. Vamonos Chicas hasn't been asked yet. Maddie's Notion is right there in a position to challenge, and then soon passed by Gortree Gal. Second to last is Madison County, and Denim and Lace is trying to tack on around the turn with 3 furlongs to go. 7's Magic calls the shots, but Sweet Wine is in hand and tries to take command, and they've spaced the rest. Moving into 3rd is Vamonos Chicas as So Chill drops away, and terrible trip for Big Bolt, who's in traffic. Around the bend with 3, Quarter of a mile to go, and Sweet Wine kicks away and leads by 1. Seven's Magic tries to stick and stay. A distant third is Maddie Notion as they're into the stretch. And Sweet Wine kicks away with ease. Seven's Magic has no response. Fomino's Chicas battles Maddie's Notion for the balance. But if you back Sweet Wine, go to the windows, you'll be the first in line. It's all Sweet Wine in the last of the day. A convincing winner. Seven's Magic was second. Fomino's Chicas third. And Maddie's Notion was fourth.
Big effort there by Sweet Wine, the 3-year-old filly of Vino Rosso, 3-year-old filly by Vino Rosso. Breaks are made in her 4th career start for Kelly Thoroughbreds LLC and trainer Blake Kelly. Sweet Wine gives our leading jockey Jamie Rodriguez his 2nd win of the day. Sweet Wine went off at 3-1 and paid $7.80 to break her maiden on Saturday. They actually hit the late pick 5, the only pick 5 of the day that they hit, 5 out of 5. The late pick 5 on Saturday paid $3,114.10. Congratulations to all the winning connections there of Sweet Wine in race 10. Let's get a quick commercial break. When we come back, I'm going to tell you about all 4 carryovers we have for tomorrow, Sunday, our big Del Cap day. I'll tell you about the big features we have as well. We'll be back right after this. All right, we had a big day on Saturday. Handle was a little shy of $3.4 million on Saturday. We're going to have an even bigger day tomorrow on Sunday. It's our big Del Cap day. 10 races. First race post time is 12:55. We have 3 features, races 6, 8, and 10 are stake races. I'll tell you about them in a second, but let me tell you about the 4 nice carryovers we have for you on Sunday. The early pick 5 starting race 1 on Sunday. The early pick 5 carryover is $23,240. That starts in race 1. The pick 5 starting in race 3 tomorrow. That carryover is a little over $9,000, starts in race 3. Then we have a carryover in the pick 4 starting race 4 tomorrow. That carryover is $11,124. And then the pick 5 starting race 5 tomorrow. That carryover is $17,306. So start studying up for those 4 carryovers we have for you tomorrow on Sunday. The stakes action starts with race 6. That's the $100,000 Wilmington Stakes for 3-year-olds and up, going 6 furlongs on the main track. We kick off the late pick 5 in race 6. The Wilmington Stakes attracted a nice field of 8 sprinters. The 4 Super Chow is in there for trainer Jorge Delgado. That horse is 7-2. St. Jude is in there for our local barn, trainer Benny Perkins Jr. There's some other nice horses in there as well. The morning line favored is the 6 Silver Slugger, who's 2-1 morning line from the Juan Avila barn. Silver Slugger, a big stakes winner last out in the Rumson up there at Monmouth. So 8 nice sprinters for you in the $100,000 Wilmington Stakes, going 6 furlongs on the main track. That kicks off the late pick 5. The big feature tomorrow is race 8, the grade 3 $400,000 Delaware handicap with some of the best older filly mares in the country. We're going 1 1/8 miles on the main track. The Delcap attracted a field of 7. We might have a scratch or 2 in there, but it's still a nice race. The morning line favored, it looks like, in this race is the 2 Dazzling Move, who's 3-2 morning line. 4-year-old filly by Not This Time for trainer Saffie Joseph Jr. So she's in there. Benny Perkins Jr. has a horse in there. The 5 Queen of Missoula. Her last race was the Delcap last year, so she's coming off a monster layoff. So 7 top filly mares entered in the Grade 3 Delcap. That's race 8 for you tomorrow. And then race 10, the last race of the day, that's the $200,000 Battery Park Stakes for 3-year-olds and upward, going a mile and an eighth on the main track. 7-horse field. Last year's winner of the Battery Park, Auto Glide, the 5-year-old son of Tisdale, is entered in the race from the Greg Compton barn. Alexander Crispin will ride. Last year's winner, Auto Glide, is 10-1 morning line in the Battery Park. The morning line favored in this race is the 5 Gould's Gold, who's 8-5 morning line from the Kenny McPeak barn. 4-year-old by Golden Sense was a big third last time in the Grade 2 Charlestown Classic. Julian Laperoux listed to ride the 5 Gould's Gold in the Battery Park. So a nice 7-horse field in the Battery Park to wrap up the stakes action tomorrow. 10 races. First race post time 12:55. 3 stake races, including the Big Delcap, and we have 4 carryovers for you. So start studying up for Sunday. Thanks for joining us for a big Saturday. The handle a little shy of $3.4 million on Saturday. We hope to do even better tomorrow on Delcap Day. We have a hat giveaway tomorrow. You have to buy a program, and I believe they start giving the hats away, I want to say after race 6. I'll check that tomorrow. I believe it's race 6. They start giving the hats away. First come, first serve, a limited amount of hats. Buy a program. There's a coupon in the program to get yourself a free Delaware handicap tomorrow, a Delaware handicap hat tomorrow. So free hat day tomorrow, 3 stake races, 4 carryovers. We hope you join us. Thanks to all our horsemen, fans, and bettors. And, of course, thanks to all the horses for putting on a great show on Saturday. Have a great night, and we hope to see you tomorrow on Delcap Day.